All right, so in the back end here of the Dropship Downunder course, if we scroll down, you can start to see some of the lessons and modules. So each of these are a module, and you can see all the stuff that comes in underneath it. We've got around about 89 lessons. And when you click on these, it opens up the lesson for it. And you can see all the lessons here. So this has just got the one because it's an introduction where we go over basically what's in the course and what outcomes you can expect, and a little bit of business setup, those sorts of things. If you want to get to the next lesson, just go to next category. Okay, and it brings up the next category. Now this 0 to live is quite a recent lesson that we've added. Actually, I added this just this morning. And the reason we've added this in is because it actually takes you from 0 to live, as the name would suggest. It gives you the 5 essential things that you will need to get your store up and running as quickly as possible. All right, so we've got a checklist in here that you can tick off as you go, showing you what you need to get done, exactly what steps you need to do, because we've got mountains of information in the course. We want to show you exactly where to go and what to do to get your store up and running as soon as possible, okay? Because there's a lot of content in the course, and not everything needs to be learnt straight away. There's lots of different things in the course that you can do, but getting live is the main thing. So this 0 to live is one of the most important modules, and that's the reason why it comes directly after the introduction. Okay, so if we go through to the next category, we've got the Dropship Downunder mindset training. Now, this is a new addition as well. And the reason we put this in is we've noticed that a lot of people that come into the course that are really successful, they had just such a really good mindset. It was on point. They were motivated and they were driven to get things done. So this mindset training is just a little bit of an extra add-on, mainly just to show people what sort of mindset's needed to complete a business and to set up a business and be successful in that business. All right, so that mindset training is there for you. So you can see here there's quite a few lessons: the lighthouse mind, avatar view and consciousness rings, normal, new normal, 40%, the focus, decision flow. All of this is going to help you really kick ass in business. Next category. So this gives just a bit of general business setup. And then we go through to the niche selection module where we cover high ticket products, niche price point, brand loyalty, target market, ideal products, finding your niche. There's lots of different stuff in here that we cover that will actually make sure you have a perfect understanding of what niche you're going to choose, if it's going to work and why. So next category. So Australian market research, this is where we cover all of the tools that we use to see if a niche is viable, okay? Now, there's lots of different stuff in here. How many lessons we got? About 12 lessons, sorry, of all the different ways that we use to just define and research and check to see whether a niche is going to work. Because there's nothing more disheartening really at the end of the day if you've just gone into building all of this store and all of this stuff to put out into the world, and you realize at the end of the day that you didn't do the research correctly. Then this is going to be your best friend to make sure that you know exactly where you stand with your niche and if it's the best niche to move forward with. And we click on next category again, which just takes us through to building your store. Now, this is a really hard one for some people. A lot of people that get started in online business, us included, when we first started out, knew basically nothing about working online. I mean, at the police force, I used to work on computers that ran MS-DOS. Now, I mean, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, that's one of the first computer systems that ever existed. It was a black screen with all these green letters or colored letters on it. And you tab through it. There was no mouse available. It's nuts. Now, to go from that to trying to build an online e-commerce store, there was a big steep learning curve. So that's why we've got such in-depth lessons here on exactly what to do. And there's a reason they're in this order as well, because it needs to all be done in this order. So right through to optimizing your store. So from the very first setup, there's an introduction, right through to actually optimizing the store as well. So next category. So when it comes to contacting Australian suppliers, this is one of the biggest questions we get and the most common questions we get all the time. How to contact these people, what to say, what do I actually email them? Do I call them? Do I only email them? Or there's lots and lots of different things that people ask us about this, and we have been doing this for quite some time. So we've actually documented our processes here that we actually give you on a platter, all right? So that you actually know exactly what to say, when to email them, when to call them. We actually give you objection handling techniques so that with common outcomes that different suppliers will come up with, and ways around that, and actually how to onboard these suppliers as well. So this is invaluable, this module 5. Next category. All right, so this is a free traffic module. Now, a lot of people don't have the money to get started when they very first start pumping into paid ads. That doesn't matter. We didn't either. We implemented multiple different free traffic methods to get the first sales through. And that's when we started to funnel that money back into paid advertising. So you can see here, we've got 6 lessons on actually how to drive mountains of free traffic to your website. And just offhand here, this one here, number 6, Ozbargain. This method is something that Clint came up with, and this drives mountains of traffic. I mean, your store better be right and ready to go once you implement this method, because it opens the floodgates to your store, this Ozbargain method. So even just this Ozbargain method is worth it. So we'll go through to the next module. This is where we do Facebook ads. I've spent the last 2 years doing as much as I possibly can with e-commerce Facebook ads, and everything that I've learnt, I've put into this course here. So a lot of people don't know anything about Facebook. So we've gone right from understanding the business manager, setting it up and accessing it, right through to pages, adding ad accounts, winning with Facebook ads, adding ad sets and campaigns, the pixel, retargeting, dynamic product listing ads, right the way through to actually all of our rounds of testing to find your most optimal image, headline, copy, hook, offer, all of those sorts of things to make sure you can have a really, really strong Facebook ad campaign. But not only that, identify when it's going right and when it's going wrong, and farming new campaigns to take those campaigns place. All right, so this Facebook ads is a little bit more advanced, and you don't need to get into this until a little bit later, but it is well worth doing once you've got your store up and running with your Google ads. Next category. Okay, it's Google ads. So in this one, we cover exactly how to set up your Google ads. Okay, so this is just an introduction right through from setting up your Google ads, Google shopping, and also your AdWords setup as well. So we take you through screenshots and step-by-step on where to click and what to do, and actually where to add everything. So this is a full step-by-step guide on how to add all of your Google ads and get those set up as well. Next category. So this is where we talk about a little bit more about other paid traffic. I won't spend too much time on this, but we talk about some retargeting, influencer, marketing ads, Gumtree and trading post ads, all of these sorts of things that can add to your traffic sources, because you never just want to rely on one. After you got one up and running and it's doing it quite well, you can move on to another one. Next category. All right, so basic on-site SEO. We do not cover too much about SEO. We only do basic on-site SEO. We go on the offense. We focus on getting people to our site and converting them. So next category. All right, so going live. So this is a bit of a site audit where you can start to go through and check the things to make sure you've got everything you need in place to make sure that your site is ready to go live. Because there's nothing worse than going live, getting heaps of traffic to your store and finding out that things are broken. All right, so this is an incredibly important module for you to go through, to do all those final checks and just to make sure that everything is sweet, and you never have to worry about the mountains of traffic that are coming through and what's going to happen. So that is important as well. Next category. Okay, so moving forward, this module is really at the point where you've got your store up and running, you've got some ads, you've got possibly a few sales coming in. This is really how to take your store and drive it forward, start building some authority in your niche, and really start to ramp up and to start building the sales and building your reputation within your niche. All right, so we do cover some email marketing, the blog, outsourcing, small bit of mindset, but we've already got a full module on that as well. Some more useful tools and resources there as well. So as you can see, like the Dropship Downunder course here, it's just jam packed. It's just absolutely jam-packed with stuff. You couldn't possibly be left wanting anything else. We cover everything you're going to possibly need in step-by-step tutorials, as you've just seen. So we can take you from absolutely nothing right through to a finished store.